to the Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast. I'm your girl, Kandy.
I'm Tank.
And how was your week?
It was straight coming off of Thanksgiving. Yours?
You still full?
I don't think I overdid it. What about you?
Some days I did overdo it.
Nah, because like I said in the last episode, I had to work. And I don't like going to work full. I don't like all that. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Well, I was at home. My week was kind of chill because I didn't have to go to work on Thanksgiving or Black Friday. So I got to eat and I got to get caught up on rest.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so.
And I got to give her kudos, too. She made an apple pie for the first time. Oh, my God. Like, look, I'm not a sweet potato pie person. I'm not a pumpkin pie person. I'm not a blueberry pie, if that exists. Give me apple pie. That's it. A good apple pie. If you can give me a good apple pie, we winning. And you did it.
Thank you. I tried.
No, you did it, for real.
I always say I tried because I know it's probably somebody that can do it a little better than me, but it was a good pie.
No, that was great.
My parents was mad over that pie.
Hey, look, I'm the punk. Listen, I'm gonna put this on the record. I'm gonna put this on the record. When I came around, they was eating sweet potato pie. I introduced and sparked up the whole conversation of apple pie.
No.
Yes, I did.
No.
I know it. Y'all ain't know nobody who was eating apple pie like me.
First of all, yes.
Who was eating apple pie like me?
My dad was eating like apple fritters and apple pies, and he would
apple fritter. We talking about apple pie.
Listen. Entenmann's apple pies, the little ones that you get in the little package, you tear it off.
No.
Man, my daddy was notorious for bringing them home.
Well, I say kudos on that. You really. You showed out on that apple pie. That was the highlight. That was the highlight for me. For sure, that was the highlight for me. The apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I say that.
Okay, so what have you checked out on social media? What?
Or just media, period.
Or media.
I've seen. Well, me. I work midnight. So working midnights. People think you don't work. You do work. I screenshot a lot of different stuff. So me is normally memes. And this particular meme that I wind up finding, I don't know what page, but this particular meme says, stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited of what could go right. What you think about that?
I think it's some positivity that speaks for itself and that. Like, because I think people are, like, afraid to step out on faith when it comes to certain things, just out of fear that things will be ruined.
Do you think people typically focus on... Well, why do you think people focus on the negative, on what can go wrong? Why do you think that is so?
I would have to say because they're conditioned to always feel like everything is going to be, like, a negative outcome with things. Like, for example, not to bring, like, culture into it, but some cultures are, like, they're adapted to always feeling like things are going to be wrong or be negative in their outcomes just because of, like, their history.
Right.
So when you have, like, a lot of things against you, and you feel that because of, like, your culture, your upbringing, where you grew up, what neighborhood you grew up in, or just where you come from in general, I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay. I just think people just be scared as hell. I'm going to just put it to I ain't going to even get all political or all, book. What's the word I'm looking
Wormish.
for? Yeah, book wormish. Good looking on that one. Yeah, I ain't gonna even try it. I just think you just be scared as hell. So in a way, yeah, it got a lot to do with condition. You get comfortable. People get comfortable.
Yeah, that's another
You know what
one.
I'm saying? So, what about you? What you got?
Okay, so this is kind of like going into like our topic for the IPC experience in a sense. So, I found this has to do with Zodiacs. And for those that don't know, Tank is a Virgo.
What up, though?
Nothing against all the other Virgos, but this was a meme that I found. It said, one of the hardest decisions in life is deciding if you're going to keep your mouth shut or go straight savage on the MF.
Who for me?
Virgo.
No.
That's the title.
I don't think I do that. I mean,
Ah.
well, you know what? No, I say this. For me, the older I get, I call it that little kid syndrome. You know, like how little kids, they don't have that filter and they just say whatever they want to say, whatever come to mind.
Word vomit.
So the older I get, I kind of lose that, and especially like if it's something that's like supposed to be common sense that we supposed to know. Mm-hmm. I think I got a way of speaking out on it, and I find that like the older that I get, the more diarrhea-ish at the mouth that I get as far as letting people know. You know what I'm saying? Right. To where, but I ain't just like no loose cannon. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where I'm just going off.
No, I took it to where you gonna say what you need to say is what I took it as.
Definitely.
And in the sense, sometimes you don't necessarily think up front if it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
No, it's the truth.
Even though it's the truth, you know how some people, like you said, have the filter to where they, let me think about it before I actually say it. Or let me say it to myself in my head first to see how it's going to sound. And then let me say it to the person.
Well, I'm just speaking for me. It's like if I get to that point to where I got to let you know something, it's just like, hey, I'm just going to let it go. That's one of the reasons why I don't believe in holding on to little small things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like those little small things, you hold on to them little small issues that may be bothering you. And then, you know, something may happen. You know, you may be having like a terrible day. And then, you know, you come in and then them little small things that you can let go this terrible day, then add it on to it. And it's like, now you just about to let it rip. So that's why, to me, it's like I tend to speak out on those little small things. So therefore, when I speak, or if it get to that point, I don't think that it ain't a point to where that I'm really holding nothing. Because it's like I done already said it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Oh, okay.
So, you ready? Because you know they want to know.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
So,
you going to kick it off?
Ladies first, though.
Okay. So, how we first met.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. And he tells a story different than how I tell it.
What you mean? All right. Go ahead.
Because, okay, so basically, years and years ago, this was 2005. Mm-hmm. My mom worked with this lady she had been working with for years. And I already had a job and I wanted to get some extra money. It was like around Thanksgiving, Christmas season. And you know how the malls typically hire for like holiday help and all of that. So my mom's friend ended up telling my mom that her daughter was a manager at one of the stores that was inside of one of the malls that's in our old city where we used to reside. And so
it was East Slam Mall.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you want to give disclosures like that.
It was East Slam Mall. That ain't nothing.
Okay.
It was East Slam Mall.
East Slam. I was working at an oil store back when East Slam was the old East Slam. And then
and I came in there and I was like, "What up, though?"
No.
And I slew the manager.
No.
They don't care about all of that. Your friend, mom, and they want to sum it up type of. Keep it moving.
Okay, so that's how I got the job.
Okay, they don't care about all of that. Let's just keep it moving.
Anywho, that's how I got the job. Like I was saying before, I was cut off. But then I was working in the store, had been working in there for a few months or so, or like maybe a month or so, and he ended up coming in the store. Now, initially, he did catch my eye, but he wasn't looking my way because he was trying to, I guess, get his little oils and all of that stuff.
Big oils.
His little oils and all of that stuff. So, basically, it had been like a couple weeks or so that had went by, I believe. And this particular oil that he would always get was Eddie Bauer. And we were like doing inventory or something or getting ready for Christmas. And this was, I think we were changing the store around. Something crazy. But anywho, he ends up leaving his number with one of the other girls underneath. Well, he wrote his number down and it was left underneath a coffee mug, like behind the register. And so, like, I walked past this coffee mug and seen this number underneath it, like, maybe 2 or 3 times. And I finally asked one of the other girls, whose number is this? Like, what's going on? Like, whose is this? And she was like, oh, you know the guy that buys that Eddie Bauer oil? She was like, oh, yeah, he left that for you. That's his number. So I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, I didn't call right away. I didn't call him right away. Because I just didn't believe in, when a guy leaves you his number, you just call him. So I waited maybe about a few days or so, and I ended up calling him. And I think the thing that caught my attention about him was the fact that he was excited, to hear from me. And I think with all of the other guys that I had talked to prior to him, it was more of an excitement, like, oh, what's up? What's going on? So I think that was kind of like, oh, okay, we may be on to something.
All right, now.
Oh, geez.
This is how I recall it. All right? Now dig this. Check this out. It was the holiday time. I knew the person that was working in the mall. That is very true. And I was fly. You know what I'm saying? I had it going. I was doing my thing. I was doing my thug. That's what she really meant when she said I caught her eye. Because think about it. She said that the number was left up under there for a couple of days.
No, not a couple of days.
What?
I said I walked past it like 2 or 3 times that day when we were like resetting.
And they were super busy too. So if she walked past this number,
But this was what? How many times you had came into the store? About 2 or 3 times before
I think I only had seen you once though.
Well, I remember it was about 2 or 3 times.
I think I only seen you once that time. But the initial time, the first time when I seen her, you know what I'm saying? Walking there, I asked me. Chris, you know what I'm saying, who she was. She told me. And then, oh, yeah, you left this part out. So the manager at the manager at the store, right? The manager at the store wound up calling her over. So when the manager called her over...
This was your second time being in there?
No, that was the first time. That was the very first time. See, that's how nervous you was. So the manager called her over and said, hey, well, come over here and pour this oil. Well, help him out. And, of course, like she said, it was the Eddie Bauer oil or whatever. And when I tell you this girl was shaking, I mean, spilling... You spilled oil.
I spilled it, but I wasn't shaking. She
spilled some oil because she felt... What
is wrong with you?
I can't even say what I'm about to say, but you felt the alpha male in me, because you know how I was in there. I was in there. I was right. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't in there for that. And then you know what I'm saying. I had all the little stuff. I was on the phone talking business and stuff. You peep game. She peep game. That's what it was. But no, for real though.
Oh my God. Anywho, like I said, I noticed him and I'm like, okay, this is a nice looking young guy. He looked put together.
So yeah, so I did leave my number and all that stuff in there. And the thing that got me, I'm going to just pick up to the point because everything she said was true. She did leave a few little minor details out about her being nervous and all that. And true, she didn't call right away. But During this time too, I was going back and forth to the mall. I was taking my cousin to the mall to get his haircut. You know, trying to do the big cousin thing. And this particular Sunday, when I was taking him to the mall to get his haircut, that's when I'm like, dang, I did leave my number at the mall for this girl. Whatever, she ain't called me. Whatever. So that same day, you know, maybe a few hours later, the phone rang, and this is where we pick up at. So you could pick up from there, and then you know that's really where the excitement come at, because it was more so a thing to where it was like it shocked me to even, you know what I'm saying, for me to be thinking like, you know, dang, that girl ain't even called me, and then like a few hours later, I get a phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Feeling big headed.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just more. No, it was just more so a thing to where it was like, yeah, true indeed. A week or two or whatever had passed by, and I'm thinking about like, dang, I left my number up there, and then you know, an hour or two later, or however long it was, I get a phone call. So to me, it was more so like
you thought me into existence.
Yeah, and in so many words.
Coincidence.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I pick it up from here. So now, you know what I'm saying? So now we talking and all this good stuff. We having fun, doing concerts. And I had told myself, you know, like the next young lady that I talk to, I'm going to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Because what I mean by having fun, like I'm going to try to do everything I can. Like that comes to the city as far as like concerts, plays, so on and so forth. And when I tell you, I mean, we did that and then some up under the sun. Like we had fun, you know, because people say that Detroit, I mean, true indeed, we don't have a lot of stuff, but the things that's here, people don't necessarily engage. And I can say, like, in that beginning stage of us knowing each other, I mean, I say we had fun. I mean, like, we really enjoyed the city. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the time was right. Everything was smooth. We ain't had no kids.
He ain't had no dreads.
No, I sure didn't. Oh, my God. I had no... Actually,
we were talking about that, how your hair was.
I didn't. I had cut my hair.
Yeah, but I was like, it was fuller up top.
It was low. Cause remember when we went to Chris' wedding, I got the picture. When we went to Chris' wedding, my hair was low. I got the picture. It's a picture of when we went to Chris' wedding for my job. My hair was low.
That was probably like 2006 or 7 now.
It don't matter. My hair still was low.
It was full when I met him. It was a little thick up here.
So from there, you know, everything was going pretty smooth. And then it got to the point to where, or do you want to add anything in that?
Yeah, I want to add that for the first date, we went to the movies.
Oh my goodness.
And
loud.
Oh, we don't want to talk about loud. First of all, I'm the more reserved person.
Me too.
And I'm
calm.
He's the outgoing type of person.
So what up, though? East side.
He brings the out in my in, if that makes sense, because I'm more so introvert and he's like extrovert. So
I'm a vert.
So basically, the first date we went to Beacon East when Beacon East was like still booming and all of that. First, well, rewind a little bit. You invited me to go to the comedy show that was at the Fox. And I was like a little nervous because I hadn't been around him. And I'm like, wow, he's going to take me on my first date to like a comedy show? Like, this is so like fetch. So I'm like, you know, because when guys would tell you they're going to take you out, it's typical movies,
back then,
dinner, back
then too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at, because we were what, 20?
Yeah, I was 20 going on 21.
Yep. So I was what,
you were 20... going on 22, I think.
Yep, 22. But I was good though.
And that was a withdrawal because he could drink and I couldn't drink.
Oh, but nigga, you would drink. Don't even try to say that shit. I mean, stuff.
I was not legal. So, basically, with that in a nutshell, like him invite me to the comedy show, I was like, well, let's go to the movies first. And so we get to the stand and I order what I wanted, which was like a small popcorn, and he gets offended.
Because
why you not getting a large?
Because y'all know how that go. Y'all know how that go. If it's gonna be a second date, and 9 times out of 10, if she would have been by herself, it would have been a large this, donuts, peanuts, pickles, everything. It would have been a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't front because of me. Eat. I want to see you eat.
And he had the lady at the concession stand just rolling like,
Because
she
it was
knows
true.
she want a large. But for real, I was not like an eater like that.
No, it's not the fact that you were eating. I was just making sure. I was just trying to let you know that, hey, don't hold back if you Oscar the Grouch or something. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Don't.
Yeah, okay, ladies. Because on a
Man.
first date, you don't want to be scarfing down like a whole bunch of like different things. That's just like, it's just, you don't want to expose all of
That's
that
true.
at once. You want to still have your etiquette. And I was like, now, I feel like I can, eat around you the way that I want to eat around you now. But that doesn't come off like as ladylike. And I wasn't that type of
That
girl anyway to
is
be
true.
scarfing down stuff like, oh, give me that large popcorn. Like,
I get that.
because he didn't even really want to share it with me.
Sure what?
The popcorn.
I don't remember that.
It was like, I was like, you gonna eat something? What I'm gonna get a large for? And then you took a couple little kernels here, and you sitting back watching me.
I probably ain't want to choke or something.
But he want me to get a large so I can choke. Anywho, go ahead.
So, like as you were saying, we went on. Well, we both were saying, we went on dates, comedy shows, so on and so forth. Things was going pretty good, and I want to say, was it like starting like that next spring almost? Yeah, almost like that next spring. And that's when I'm like, damn, I could see myself with her. You know what I'm saying? Because it was more so a thing to where, she was fun, she was smart. Just a lot. It was a lot of things that I liked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like this is a good one right here. I better, make her mine or whatever. So of course, I asked her, would she be my girl? And I never forget because it was on my actual dog, which is a Rottweiler, birthday, which was April the 2nd. And
Of 06.
Of 06. And that's when we became a couple. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna be like, not the dog's birthday.
It was my dog's birthday. R.I.P. Max. For all those people who knew where I stayed at, y'all know that big dog. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It went from there, and we rocked out. I mean, just rocked out. Went from there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're around. Of course, now it's like around the summertime because that was around April when we officially became a couple, and now it's getting into the summer months, so on and so forth, and typically you have picnics and so on and so forth, and just different things that you do with your family, barbecues and whatnot. And we started getting approvals, from the key people, her mom, her dad, her sister, my mom, my grandma, aunties, and all that type of stuff. Everybody liked her. So it was like, okay, this what's up. And then my boys, you know what I'm saying? The sequel, SBs, what up, doe? Yeah, so it was more so a thing to where getting that approval. So it was like, all right. So yeah, so we started hanging even tougher. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. We just had a lot of like fun times with just doing different things, from summer jams to cabarets.
Oh my God.
Oh, the cabarets, because he was in the plant at the time, so like all of his plant buddies was always giving like cabarets, so we stayed at a cabaret.
Lear, GM, what up, doe? Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it was very, very fun.
So now I think we can go to so a situation occurred to where now I get the opportunity present itself to where I get my first taste of having my own house. And of course, when you have your own house.
Oh my God. Yeah, so
it was a lot of initially.
So initially, I was not over there a lot.
And that pissed me off.
And we had this whole conversation.
Because I was there by myself with my dog. With my dog.
Listen, but I still lived at home at the time, too. And so my parents were strict, especially my dad. Like, when you kind of grow up in that structured nuclear family type deal, they have expectations.
They do.
Your daddy don't want to see you with no guys.
And I felt as if that was a challenge. So this is what I did. So what I did was, now first of all, they thought I was younger than what I was, because at the time I had this expedition that was, a big expedition at the time, had 22s and all that stuff on there. And I'm not the tallest individual, but I ain't the shortest person. And, I take care of myself or whatnot. They thought I was younger than her, so I caught her pops off guard, because, if y'all know anything about the art of war or 48 laws of power or 50 laws of power, you set the stage. So me personally, I felt as if, you know what, I'm going to have that talk with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have that talk with him, because I don't want him to catch me off guard. I'm going to have that talk with him. So I invited him out to Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever the case. Took him out. And we had a good time. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time. I kicked it with him. Let him know, that, hey, your daughter, I got her. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So I think after I did that, it was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It was never no trouble or nothing like that. We was good. Me and her pops, man, we still good. And then
from there, I would say, fast forward a little bit, after becoming adjusted to, because I was at his place maybe 3 to 4 days a week.
A lot.
Going back and forth to work.
Because she, what it really was, I had a real fireplace. And during them cold months, she really liked the fact that, I was lighting that fire and cooking and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you are cooking too.
Yeah, I was cooking. But you know what? Me cooking was, all you doing is just reading the directions. That's all you do. Read the directions, look stuff up, and you go from there. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, my cousin was hooking me up with them orange carts. Man, that's how I was cooking all that stuff, man.
What is wrong with you?
Hey, we was cooking. We was cooking. I had the food. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So from there.
So I was living at two houses, basically.
Yep. And then that was all fun and good. We did that for about a year and a half. And all them fires from the fireplace, a baby was in the oven.
Yep. Then I got pregnant. Well, first, I was on contraceptives and I stopped taking them.
She trapped me.
No, I did not trap